American food companies are making the same product with less healthy ingredients in America than they do for Europeans.
Hello and welcome to the Doge and Maha News Channel. My name is Chris. In today's video, we're going to focus on making America healthy again. And we just found out that red dye number 3 is being banned by the FDA. It's about time. They've known for many years, 20, 30 years, that is poison. It's made from petroleum products and needs to be removed from our food. It has already been removed from our cosmetics many years ago. However, despite it being banned in almost every other country, it is still allowed to be in food here in America. Well, not anymore. Let's go ahead and react to this video with Callie Means. Casey and Callie Means have written a book called Good Energy. And if you're interested in that book, I do have a link below, so go ahead and check that out. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this video.
Big news, folks. Public health experts calling the FDA's ban on red dye number 3 in our food long overdue. It has been more than 30 years since scientists linked this dye to cancer in animals. At that point, Europe got rid of a lot of these dyes, but we didn't. Joining me now, Callie Means, a name that you will hear a lot of in the future as we talk about Make America Healthy Again. He's the co-founder of True Med, along with his sister, who was a surgeon in California. He's an informal advisor to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. They've worked closely on all of this. President-elect Trump's nominee for HHS, of course. Callie, great to have you with us. Thank you for being here. What do you think prompted, this is just one chemical we're talking about, and I know you dig into so many others, but it's a start. What prompted the FDA to take this action now against this red dye?
Maha moms who made their voice very clear in voting for President Trump and his promise to make America healthy again with Robert F. Kennedy. You saw it during the campaign, Martha, when President Trump stood at that podium and talked at every rally in the close of the campaign to clean up our food supply and get to the bottom of why kids are getting sick, get to the bottom of why American food companies are making the same product with less healthy ingredients in America than they do for Europeans. It was electric. It was a release from the crowd who are very frustrated with the skyrocketing rates of obesity, where 50% of U.S. teens are overweight or obese. It's 3% in Japan. The USDA, they hid this until after the election, but 38% of teens right now are pre-diabetic. I mean, we've got a serious problem in America right now, and the moms and the dads and everyone who's concerned about the devastating trends of chronic disease made their voice heard, and it's amazing, Martha. President Trump talks about keeping his promises. Who would have expected these promises to clean up our food supply is happening before he's even takes the inauguration?
Well, we've seen that with a number of things in different.
It's really crazy to me that the FDA knows and has known for many years that red dye number 3 is a health problem. In fact, I think it has been banned in cosmetics. So it's not in our cosmetics in America. However, it can still be put into our food until now. And so why have they waited all of these years to ban it? It's ridiculous. And if you saw flashing across the bottom of the screen previously in the video here, they talked about red dye number 40 still is not banned in America. However, it's banned in countries like Australia, Japan, Europe, Canada, but it's not banned in America. The FDA is just corrupt. They're ridiculous. And I cannot wait for RFK Jr. to get in there and just shake things up.
Different parts of the policy. So who has protected these dyes? I mean, is it lobbyists keeping this stuff in our food because they make money off of it? What can you tell us about that quickly?
That's honestly a really great question. I love how she phrased it. Who has protected these dyes? Who has a special interest in continuing to put the dyes in our foods?
The food system is weaponized by design. Few know this, but in the 1990s, 40% of the U.S. food supply was owned by the cigarette industry, by Philip Morris and R.J. Reynolds. They were the two largest food companies. They rigged the food pyramid. Even to this day, 19 out of the 20 USDA nutrition advisors are paid for by the food and pharma companies. And they
Wow, how corrupt is that? Even to this day, 19 of the 20 are still paid for by the big food corporations. That's corruption right there, obviously.
Produce bogus studies that say these food dyes, which are made from crude oil, which are phased out of every other country in the world, are healthy because their marketing survey says that the neon colors make kids want to buy it.
Crude oil in our food. I just want to go back. Crude oil in our candy.
These
crude oil in our candy, crude oil in our cereal, crude oil in any food that has these dyes in it. The yellow dye, the red dye, all the dyes are made out of petroleum products. They're poison. They need to go. They are actually banned in almost every other country. However, in America, the big food companies can still put these dyes in our food. It's legal and it needs to be stopped.
food colorings are literally crude oil. That is what it should say on the box. We have chemicals like atrazine, which change testosterone to estrogen for our boys. We have 10,000 chemicals, Martha, that are being phased out of every other country. We have self-policing. We have a system designed, again, by the cigarette industry and scientists trying to make our food addictive. They've bought off our institutions. And this is not a free market. That's what Bobby Kennedy and President Trump have said. They're going to do two things. We're going to get to the truth. We're going to get unbiased nutrition guidelines so parents can have the right information, make informed decisions. And we're going to get conflicts of interest out of our science. The FDA, 75% funded by pharma, and they make our food decisions. Yeah. We can fix this very, very quickly.
Yeah.
FDA, 75% of their budget is paid for by pharma. Wow. Do you think it's corrupt? I think so.
Well, there's going to be some things that happen this way, and then other things that just happen by awareness. And I know you all talk about just read the ingredients. You know, if there's 17 ingredients and you can't pronounce 12 of them, you probably should just put it back on the shelf, right?
100%. I want to make this point really clear. There's a slanderous lie being propagated by the medical system that profits from people being sick, that Americans are lazy, that we want to be unhealthy, that we want to eat toxic food, that we want to poison our kids, that we're too lazy and suicidal not to have epidemic rates of diabetes and obesity. We live 7 years less than Italians. And I can tell you from seeing Americans across the country, we're not lazier than Italians. We have bad incentives, corporate capture, and that is what President Trump and Bobby Kennedy are going to fix very quickly.
Yeah, I appreciate what you're doing, and thank you so much for talking to us. It's just the very beginning of something that I know you say can happen really quickly, which is super encouraging. So,
well, it's encouraging that red dye number 3 is being banned. Hopefully, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Hopefully, pressure from moms that want to feed their kids healthy food, and from the Trump administration and RFK Jr. and of course Callie and Casey Means and people like the Food Babe. Hopefully, you know, we continue to put pressure on these big food corporations and the FDA, and the FDA will start to ban these chemicals that have been banned in every other country, for example, in Europe, Canada, Australia, Japan. Let's get this poison out of our food. It's ridiculous that it's still in American food. They will produce the same product. For example, they have a different Fruit Loops for Canada than they have for the United States of America. I put videos together on this. You can go ahead and check them out on my Maha playlist. If you want to check that out, it'll be up here at the end of the video. Big Food needs to stop. They need to stop making a poison version for Americans and a cleaner version for other countries. Let's just make the cleaner version for us as well here in America. So I'm really super excited about RFK Jr. Hopefully this is just the tip of the iceberg of pressure being put on the FDA, corruption being removed from the FDA, and we start to ban all of these chemicals from being in our food. That's just the start. I'm excited about the prospects of this. I don't know how much they'll be able to get done, but hopefully we'll see some great progress in reducing the poisoning of our food here in America. If you're interested in the book that Callie and Casey Means have, I do have a link below. It is an affiliate link, and I will get a small kickback if you use that, but of course that will support the channel, which I really appreciate. If you're interested in more Making America Healthy Again videos, I do have a playlist right here. Go ahead and check that out. Also, if you want to subscribe, you can click on this button right here. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.